I'm just curious how you shifted that energy, which you are a master about in Supreme Influence. We're going to talk about that in the next segment, but talk about that if you can remember that time.
Your questions are so awesome. They're causing me to remember that time, and I haven't thought about it in a long time. So it was a breakdown, and then feeling the breakdown, being like, I can't be in this breakdown. I've got to break through. And I remember those first few days, like literally, I remember going to the beach in Laguna Beach, sitting on a rock and sobbing. And then miracles happened. I remember some people coming and saying certain things to me that were like miraculous things that they said. And it was like, wow, this is like destiny for that person to say this to me. And I remember even going to the chiropractor and my spine was like all messed up. And he says, why, your spine is totally out of alignment. He says, your spine looks like a question mark. That's actually what he said to me. That's because I'm questioning everything. In that moment, I think I wallowed in pain for probably about 3 days. And then I go, you can't keep doing this. There's like no benefit to this. Like, to what end? I'm like, okay, so what do you got to do? You got to practice everything you've learned. You got to stand up tall. You got to put your shoulders back. You got to ask a better question. You got to focus on a possibility. You've got to make a change right now. So I accessed a state of being, a state of consciousness. And we talk about faith, like faith fuels my life. Like I knew deep down that there was a greater purpose why this was happening and that I had to trust that there was something here. Something would unfold. Even if I couldn't see it in the moment, something would unfold. And I took action from that space. And it was amazing because within 4 days, I signed Mercedes-Benz and I signed part of the deal on a trade, barter, because I didn't have a car. I walked out of that deal 4 days after starting the company on a handshake. We didn't even have a contract because I had developed so much rapport. And I walked out with a brand new Mercedes-Benz 4 days after my wallowing period with a car on a handshake. And
I love that.
4 days, 5 days. I mean, some, as far as those days, within less than a week.
That is so powerful. Well, from pain and sobbing to manifestation and realizing that you had to take all of the things you'd learned and apply them. You realized you were in the ring and you were it. I mean, I remember that many times myself. I remember when I got pushed out. So for those of you that are listening in, thinking about where you're at in your life, if you're not feeling completely fulfilled, if you're not feeling like you are on fire every day, if you're not feeling like you are in the ring and you are doing it for yourself and for purpose and for others, and your juice is just flowing every day, then you might want to do that question mark like Niurka had in her back and look at, I wonder why.